Ladies and gentlemen, Rocket League is so back. Well, not exactly, but who cares. After yet another small hype train that started with 10-year anniversary for Rocket League, and a cool ass trailer of course, your favourite YouTubers, content creators on the Epic payroll, and parts of the community all rushed to hype the new season up. And you know what? This might actually be a good update. Of course there's still issues in Rocket League, like apparently there's a crazy ass ban that Rocket League is under for South Korea, and there's the occasional server brain farts, but the hype for the 10-year anniversary was pretty big, like Avengers Endgame level hype. Nah, it's over the top. But they also managed to make Alpha Boost owners lose their shit over a free gold boost, so that's a big plus in my book. So, is Season 19 objectively a step in the right direction? Let's find out. Here's Season 19 in a nutshell. Hey, they reskinned the DFH stadium with its big ass golden statue and some cool stadium announcements.
This one's in the bag!
That's a decent start, but not only that, Psyonix actually sat down and finally revamped clubs. Remember this useless ass feature which basically just adds a tag next to your name? Well, they got the big boy boots on and revamped it, making Scrim somewhat more accessible to your average Joe while trying to revive a pretty dead Rocket League feature. There's also a matter of DDoSing on servers, which is courageously, one might even say valiantly addressed by Psyonix in a stunning patch note. We've also implemented measures that will catch any future attempts at this type of game manipulation and kick these bad actors from matches before they join. We've seen this before. Man, I gotta be honest, I wouldn't trust Psyonix to run a bath, let alone running increased protection, but what's life without a little bit of faith? There's also some new top secret change made to fight against rubber banding, which for the sake of everyone's mental health might be a great patch. What else? Oh yes, how could I forget? Cosmetics. Cosmetics and more cosmetics. Yeah, I don't really give a fuck about this part of Season 19. In fact, in this economy, how are you even supposed to afford a single item from the item shop? But I will say that the Rocket Pass is actually really nice. There are some free daily login rewards, so good on you Psyonix for respecting our wallets. We also have some limited edition Deadmau 5. This guy's like the Marshmallow of Rocket League, so this is significant for the game. The music Rocket League has is like a nice throwback to 2015, so it's very fitting that we're getting a special limited edition digital vinyl / playlist for the 10th anniversary. Wait, Sunless Khan mentioned? And it's a game mode? You know I gotta glaze that.
Just getting ready for a nice normal Rocket League game.
Season 19 introduced eco items, whatever the fuck that actually means. Oh, looks like someone let the genie out of the bottle. This season's tournament rewards are a wish come true with items like the genie's lamp topper, Pharaoh decal, and magic lamp goal explosion. I'm willing to turn into Will Smith from Aladdin for the sake of a video, so I'm on board with the new tournament rewards. And yeah, as I mentioned, some Adidas cosmetics. Thought we'd forget about Monster Cat for the 10th anniversary. Head to the shop from July 7th at 9 AM Pacific time to July 20th at 6 PM Pacific time. Dude, just give us this shit for free, come on. There's also this new Rocket rivalry, which is actually a very cool concept. You basically pledge your allegiance to your favorite Rocket League podcasters, wear their titles, and score some goals to boost them in a fight to win. You know what? Season 19 doesn't even sound that bad. In all my sincerity, the Rocket League community makes me want to fucking die. Anyways, needless to say that there was a relatively positive reaction. But for me, the best part of the hype was seeing posts like these. Those eggs look very Unreal Engine 5 to me. So either Yota was just rage baiting here or just a delusional optimist living in a different solar system. I think it's needless to say that Unreal Engine 5 is a pipe dream. And the fact that they used Unreal Engine 5 graphics is a fucking stupid argument considering the fact that they always use Unreal Engine 5 for every single trailer anyways. Which I guess makes you wonder, why isn't Unreal Engine 5 happening? That's a whole different story. It'd be like in Toy Story where Woody and the toys finally move on to a new, fresher owner. Like this game should do with Unreal Engine 5. Anyways, let's look at some of our reactions. Wait, no, don't look at this one. But nah, look at these ones. The glazing on display is astronomically incredible, but for once, I have to agree with some of the hype, at least. One key aspect that a lot of people also talked about was that RLCS is finally being directly addressed, and I for one find that to be one of the keys on getting the community back on your side. Come on, the pro scene has desperately needed some sort of representation and attention, especially after the cash cups ended up being a massive thorn in the pro Rocket League scene, because believe it or not, redirecting money and profits into opening up tournaments outside of the pro scene may help the casual scene, but it will damage the competitive side. So at least Psyonix still kind of showed that, hey, we still care about the pro scene, guys. Of course, with every new update will come the initial hype, and then slowly we sink back down into the quicksand of Epic Games. I hope you get used. Ironically, speaking of Epic, these guys in South Korea have kept Rocket League banned for 5 years which is ridiculous. This guy made a post about it and it's kind of insane. I'm pretty sure this whole situation is not addressed to the Epic Games, and instead the highly autonomous South Korean branch. The word autonomous just makes me picture like an Epic Games dictatorship which seized power in a military coup in Seoul. So whoever the moderator is, please let Epic Games know about the atrocities of its Korean branch, and I really wish things get sorted in the near future. I get that Epic is like the devil incarnate of gaming, true, but the atrocities part just makes me laugh. Like I can't. Like the tyranny of CEO Park Sung-jool constitutes war crimes or some shit. Anyways, that's one of the issues. Apparently the reporting system is also still broken, which is just pathetic. Why are we still letting edgy preteens do what they like? Come on. So yeah, there's still some work to be done, for sure. Does this season supposedly hint at much bigger things coming? Unreal Engine 5, wink wink? Most likely not, but it's also not entirely impossible for Epic Games to get their head out of their ass and to finally support Rocket League in a meaningful way. But Season 19 does seem to have all the signs of a significantly better season than any previous ones. I mean, for goodness sake, I was spending a whole last month gassing up some new mutators for private matches last season, and I also got some flack for this, which is fair enough considering that 95% of the community doesn't actually have friends to play private matches with. Okay, that's a joke, I'm kidding. Rocket League doesn't have as bad of a community as Valorant's. That game is a train wreck in every sense.
It's horrible. This is the second time I got my jet taken.
But let's not get sidetracked from the main meal. I think when you look at some of the patches and features for Season 19, you can at least tell that there's some form of care left for the player base. I still don't want to get my hopes up. Hopium has never been the answer after all, but, this is a pretty big but, you never know what Rocket League might have for the future. Maybe there's some top secret Unreal Engine 5 project in the works, and for all purposes, we have to admit that being on Unreal Engine 3, a 20-year-old engine, has too much limitations, like custom map creation, absolute spaghetti code, and a bunch of other complicated programmer shit that I don't understand. Basically, it would be so fucking stupid for this game not to get an Unreal Engine 5 port sometime in the future, so that's my personal ambition for this game. Yes, Season 19 is really cool, the 10-year anniversary is a great moment to cherish this wonderful community. In fact, let's take a look back at some great moments in these past 10 years.
Great conversation since RLCS even started. They are a
124 kilometers per hour. Cooks. And the magician, the sword.
No way. Of course. He gets his...
Oh gosh, I'm getting emotional. Not at all. Anyways, Rocket League has given me a lot. I've enjoyed every moment of it. Zero regrets about any of my experiences. I cherish them for eternity. Alright, I'll spare you the corny ass speech by saying this game is honestly a great one.